Welcome to another episode of John Michael's Rock Box, a podcast that showcases extremely amazing talent from around the world. I'm your host, John Michael. On today's show, all right, welcome to John Michael's Rock Box. Very excited to have on the phone with us today Golden Globe, three-time Emmy Award-winning actor, Jeremy Piven. I got to add Jeremy on your list. Besides your acting, of course, kick-ass stand-up comedian, podcaster, cigar aficionado, and there's a whole list. There's a slew of stuff you got listed, which is fabulous, man. And I gotta also say, my editor, Andrew Kalesh, is a big fan of yours. So I'd mentioned to him that I was going to talk to you today. He's, oh, really? And he just about flew out of his shoes.
Andrew is a man of taste.
Yes.
We celebrate Andrew.
Yes, absolutely. So welcome, man. It's good to have you along.
Thank you. It's good to be here.
So shall we start with your stand-up, because you're on a tour doing some comedy shows and, of course, be hanging out at the San Jose Improv, and a couple shows on Friday, 7:30 and 9:45. Saturday, you got the 7 o'clock and 9:30 show, which is a great venue to do any show. And for, I guess, comedy, it's just fabulous. I love it over there.
Yeah, it's an incredible house. It's a real theater that feels, like there's a couple thousand people in there, but there's only 450 people in there. So it's an intimate setting. We need to laugh right now. We need to all just get out and hug it out. And I'm going to be making them laugh for an hour. I'm going to be bringing some friends. So it'll be a couple hours of laughs.
That's good.
And I think we all need it right now.
Absolutely.
That's for sure.
Yeah, I'm with you totally. And so in doing that, how long have you been on this tour now then?
For almost 200 years.
Oh.
It's been almost 200 straight years. Yes, sir.
So you've had some practice.
Yeah, indeed I have. No, I feel like I've been on this tour for years, and I slip in some movies when I can, and that's what I've been doing. I've been going back and forth, and it's been a blast. And one kind of feeds the other. Like you said to me, it's going to make your acting better, and I thought, what? And he was kind of right. I didn't think that one really had anything to do with the other, but I guess because you're on stage and you're performing,
right,
8 hours a week, 5 to 8 shows a week, 250 shows a year. And then you get back on set and it's like, you don't have any rust on you. You're kind of acting as a momentum sport. So you got all this momentum.
Right. I was just going to ask you that. It's funny. You must have been reading my mind. How you can just move from one to the other, but that makes a whole lot of sense. And so how do you prep for your stand-up then if you're bouncing between both your acting and stand-up
Well,
comedy?
I tell you, it's funny you ask that, because I'm sitting here with my pen and pad listening to my notes, my voice notes, and this interview is interrupting my process, and I celebrate you, and I love you, even though I don't know you, I've never met you.
That's right.
But at this moment, you're this beautiful, luscious, necessary evil.
Yes,
You know what I mean?
I'm a necessary.
Does that make sense to you?
Yeah, absolutely. Was it you got to step away sometimes to come back and have a fresh mind for it? I suppose, maybe.
Yeah, I think mostly I have to promote my show so people know I'm there.
Yeah.
And that's hence our conversation. And one of the great things about stand-up is our lives are insane and nothing makes any sense. We're wearing these coffee filters over our pie holes.
Yeah.
And pretty soon, we're going to pull them off. And we walk into a restaurant and we're contagious. So we have to wear the mask. And then we sit down and we're not contagious anymore. So we can pull it off. And we can go, happy birthday. And it makes no sense, right?
Right?
But we're doing it. We're still doing it. We can stand next to Magic Johnson and hold our breath. We can get the vaccine in our Johnson. We can get the Johnson & Johnson in our Johnson. Nothing makes sense, my friend. Nothing makes sense.
Nothing does. I don't get it. I haven't for a while. And so I scratch my head every time I throw that mask on. Just like, I hate this thing. I hate this thing. I can't stand it.
Sir, can you cover your nostril?
Yeah.
I'm 400 feet from you. I'm actually literally in a Pope mobile.
Yeah.
You want me to cover my? Okay.
Okay, if you say so. I even saw that in Japan they had created a mask that will keep your nose covered while it allows you to eat in a restaurant. I was just like, well, I don't understand the purpose of that one. That one didn't make any sense whatsoever. But because, I don't know.
It would be, at this point, it's like if they told you, I'm confused by all of it. Like if they said to you, okay, you can take the pill for birth control.
Yeah.
But it doesn't really work. So you need various other forms, and he needs to wear a condom, and it doesn't really work, but it works. I walked into a store the other day. I was going to buy my mom some flowers. I have a huge heart. Don't worry about it.
Right.
And the woman said, "Can you pull your mask up?" I said, "Of course." She said, "We're open, but we're not really open." I said, "That's great. I'm going to pay you in Bitcoin."
Yeah.
It's money, but it's not really money. Okay. How about that?
We're even.
Yeah.
And life is good.
Yes, sir.
Stand up. Gotta love it, man. And, people are prepping for the big game, which for some reason we're not supposed to say what it is. Super Bowl, like on the radio. I don't know why, but it's whatever. And so, what a great way to kick off your weekend or celebrate football. Why go into comedy? and Jeremy, I think people would just be thrilled to head on over. Let's jump into your entourage a little bit, because it apparently, besides I like it, that my editor just loves it. And the concept of it is just fantastic. Who is it? Was it somebody came up to you and said, Hey, Jeremy, I got this, that I think that you would be perfect for this entourage, this character, Ari Gold.
Oh, no one said that. No one's ever, I've never been perfect for any role in my life. No, I'm not just being honest with you. I mean, you do a certain amount of work, and then they think they have a role that's like something you've done. And then they go, okay, yeah, we need a raging lunatic who can scream at people and is incredibly reactive and takes up all the energy in the room. So we've seen you play that. Can you play this? Now, no one knew I could play Ari Gold. I was 40 movies into a career and had been playing a lot of kind of schlumpy best friends to Cusack or Nick Cage or something. And, had been on stage, of course, since I was 8 years old. That's a different story. But when that role came around, no one knew I could do it. And so, that's the life of a journeyman actor.
Sure.
And so you got to go in there. And so I'd heard about it because my friends were up for the job and to write the show, and they didn't get the job. And so I'd heard about it that way. And I knew HBO is a great home for content, and they had Sex and the City and Sopranos. And so I went in there and met with the team, and here we are.
Man. And so how do you like doing that? How do you like sitting there and being that role of Ari Gold and acting in general, I suppose? I don't know, how often do you film?
How often do I film? Is
Yeah.
that the question?
Yeah.
It depends. I mean, these days I'm doing mostly movies, so I'll go off and film for a couple months, and then I'll come back and do some stand up, and I try to juggle both worlds.
That's got to be tough. I mean,
no, I think tough would be like fighting in a cave in Kabul.
Yeah,
I think that would be tough.
That would be hard.
I think doing something that I love and earning a living is a blessing, and that sounds pretentious, but
but it's great. I mean, because stand up by itself is for the general person is not an easy task. I mean, you can't just get up there and say, you know what, I think I want to be a comedian. And then,
yeah, and it's funny. People look at me and they say, how can you be a comedian? And I'm thinking, well, let's see. I've been on stage since I was 8 years old. I have a background in sketch comedy. I've been writing and rewriting every role I've ever done. So I've been writing on my feet. I won 3 consecutive Emmys in the comedy category. And as far as I know, they don't hand them out like candy. It's not Little League, So I might have come by some of that, honestly. I've been so blessed and lucky. Right. So, anyone that shows up at the Improv this weekend, and you're absolutely right, prep for the Super Bowl with me.
Yeah.
Bring your girl out. We'll have a laugh, and then watch the Super Bowl on Sunday. But anyone that doubts that I can't make them laugh for an hour, it would be my honor to prove you wrong.
Oh, that's going to be great, man. And so, just so you know, Jeremy Piven on the phone, and he's got shows at the San Jose Improv Friday at 7:30, 9:45, Saturday at 7, and then again at 9:30. And it is really, I mean, they serve food, they serve drinks, you got comedy, you got a show. It's fabulous. Going out to comedy night in a place like the Improv is it's a great night out, man. It seriously is. And comedy helps people forget about everything that's going on in their lives at the moment for, the couple hours that you guys are up there.
Yeah, it really does. And I we've all been separated and confused and been getting conflicting messages for so long. And I think that part of what comedy is making sense of all this. It's an honor to be able to go up on stage with the mic and do that.
Right.
And so we all need to come together and I've been vaccinated. I will be wearing 3 condoms and a shield.
Yes.
It's going to be very, very exciting.
How much fun. And it's like, hey, Jeremy's a kind of heavy packaged dude there. He's got 3 condoms on.
Yeah, you do what you can, man. I always feel like I'm a little nervous when I'm driving next to the guys who are alone in a car and they've got the mask on and the shield.
Oh yeah.
It's like are you a serial killer? Like you're overcompensating. What's going on?
I don't understand that one.
Dexter?
Yeah.
Is that Jared Leto? What's going on? I don't know why I said Jared Leto. That makes no sense.
Yeah, well, it sounded good.
Threw it in.
But you can't tell. I mean, under that mask driving by, I've seen a lot of those. It's like, okay, well, not sure why you've got that on. There's nobody in the car with you. Your windows are up, but whatever. If that helps you, then fine. Wear it.
I think it's, it feels like, well, we don't need to get into this.
Yeah.
I was going to say that there are a lot of performative gestures out there, and we need to do the right thing, but I think we need to do the right thing for the sake of doing the right thing.
Absolutely.
And not to look like and take a victory lap because we're doing the right thing. And we're caught in a strange vortex right now.
Yeah, no doubt about that. I agree with you. Hey, so how do you prep? How do you prep for, say, let's keep it separate. So how do you prep for comedy before you get up there?
Well, I was telling you earlier that I am sitting here with my notes, and this conversation is getting in the way of my prep. So if a joke bombs on Friday and Saturday night, I'm going to blame you.
Okay.
Because this is time that I'll never get back.
Yes, it's true.
No, no pressure to you, but
thanks. if somebody mentions to me, hey, I was at the Improv and I was watching Jeremy Piven and he said your name and then he gave you the finger. I was like, well, gee whiz, come on, man. So there's that. And then, okay, so let's ask, how do you prep for your acting? Is it just, do you read your role, you read your script? And I mean, because there's a lot involved for both, right? For doing either or.
Yeah, I mean, it's interesting because, acting is, you have the role in the script and it's been written. And so it's your interpretation of the character, who he is, where he comes from, his fears, his doubts, what is he masking, all that stuff. And you got to own the role, learn your lines and have it appear to be completely improvisational.
Right.
And then stand-up is, you're writing the script. So you're a one-man show, one-man army. And that is certainly more daunting at times. And that's, but that's the fun of it. Will this joke work? Yeah. Will it land?
Oh, that's got to be fun
and
to
I
try.
Love it.
I'm going to try this new one out this week, new joke, and see if it hits. And it's, I would imagine, pretty fulfilling once you get the big laughs that go on from the crowd that comes out to see you. So fabulous, because can you explain, and I've heard this before, and I usually ask, the comedians when I ask them, timing, because that's a big word in the comedy world, right? To have that timing. It's for the person.
Yeah, for me, because I've been on stage my whole life and it's my home. I love to be there, and it's not a monologue; it's a dialogue with the audience. You're going back and forth, so that's for me. That's my home. For right now, it's just more about honing the material and working on the jokes and crafting them so they land.
Right. Wow. And I'll bet once you fall into that groove, your time, which is what, about an hour, disappears pretty quick, right?
Yeah, it's funny. I'm up there and going, man, I want to do more. But that's why I brought a couple buddies with me who are incredibly funny, been doing it forever, and they warm up the crowd for me while people are eating and drinking and finding their seat and trying to figure out how to eat with a mask on, which apparently, as you said, the Japanese have leave it to the Japanese to crack it.
Yeah,
bless them.
They figured out a way. Well, I understand I understand the mandate's going to be lifted soon, so thank goodness for that. Hey,
yes, we're almost there. Not in LA though. We're gonna hold on for dear life until I don't know until when.
Oh man, wow.
Mostly because there's so much paparazzi here, so we want to appear to be always doing the right thing.
I think that's Jeremy Piven, but I'm not sure with that mask on. But well, who knows?
But he's wearing a mask.
But he's
doing the right thing.
Yeah. And hey, how about this podcast of yours? I understand that this is fabulous. Your podcast, so you got a lot of great guests on.
Yeah, it's called How You Live in J Piven, and it's been going on for about 6 months, and we love it. And I get to sit down with all different types of people, and the creator of Entourage. Next up is Kevin Conley, who played E on Entourage, and we have a very honest and open conversation about our relationship. Not in that way. We're not dating. But anything's possible. No disrespect to any man-on-man situation. Oh my God, we're living in strange times. I know.
Yes.
I know. We gotta tread lightly.
Yes,
but it's a great long form conversations like this, and you can get it wherever you get your podcasts.
How do you like that? I mean, because now you're going from acting to stand-up comedy, just sitting around and just kind of like shooting the shit with your friends. And recording.
Yeah, I mean that to me is the best, because I also selfishly pick people that I'm fascinated by and I can learn from, and that's what it's all about. And whether they're actors, athletes, musicians, spiritual guides, gurus, whatever, I'm down for all of it.
Right.
I don't kind of just stay in one lane, and I know there are a lot of people that do that, but I'm fascinated by so many different types of people.
Yeah, you're like me, because that's kind of like the premise of this show. We kind of do that as well. We bounce all over the place, and not just comedy, but musicians. I've had several authors and painters, and it's just fun to find people that are just interesting out there that have a lot to share. And so, why not? And then if you could sit around and talk with them for a half hour or so and kind of like find out things that you might not have known before from somebody that does something different or unique or something that you're used to. So
what's a good joke that you've heard recently?
I haven't. And that's the bad thing.
You haven't?
No. Can you say one? Can you have a good one?
Well, my buddy he said, man, I really love a good old fashioned threesome. I was like, what? That's, that's a non sequitur. And he goes, I don't like the two guys and a girl. That's not a threesome. That's gay sex and a witness. I thought, that's not bad, my good friend. And that's, yeah.
That's good. Do I have one of those in here? There it is. I knew I had a sound effect in here somewhere. And there it is.
There you go.
Gotta love it. And so just in case. All right. So we got that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I know. We can find it all, right? So have you got one of these Rodecaster Pros for your podcast?
What is that?
It's a mixing board. And yeah. So prior to you, I had Bob Saget on, and this is prior to, his passing. And we talked, and he was just getting into his podcast, and he acquired one of these Rodecaster Pros, which it's everything in this thing, man. You don't need all the other equipment. You could hook up your phone to it, which this is what this conversation is running through, because it has Bluetooth capabilities, and it's all there. Hotkeys and 4 mics, which is probably usually enough, and it links up to your computer. And in fact, I do my radio show from here doing that.
Wow, that's amazing.
Roadcaster Pro.
And we miss Bob, and that's a tragic.
Yeah,
it's just a tragedy that we lost him.
I know
for sure.
I was floored because I had just interviewed him a month, I think it was before, and we were just
was he at the Improv?
Yeah, he was at the Improv, and
wow.
He was doing his tour. Of course, in Florida is where that sad day came. But it was I was just like, what? No. That one morning I woke up and I heard that, and I was like, oh, Jesus.
Yeah, weird. He was one of these guys where he was so into charity as well, and we would get a call every once in a while and go show up for him, and he was just a sweet guy. Everyone loved him, and there's been a lot of great tributes to him, and we'll definitely miss him.
Absolutely.
And I hate to leave you on that down note, so we need to bring it up.
Okay.
And then we need to close it. We need to we need to finish strong.
Yes, we do, because you are heading out the door. Jeremy Piven at the Improv. You don't want to miss any of his shows. Friday, he's got 2 shows Saturday, and of course that's this weekend, February 11th, February 12th. Don't get confused, and you can go
to Jeremy Piven.com. You can go to my website. You can go to the Improv's website, but tickets are going fast. We got a few left. Come out and hang this weekend. I will prep you for the Super Bowl. We can hug it out. Yeah. Let's get after it.
Absolutely. And don't forget.
Or maybe not hug it out. We can virtually hug it out with 6 feet away. Yeah. I don't know. We'll figure it out.
What is it? Air hugs or, fist bump, whatever, elbows, whatever.
We can fist it. Wait, what?
I don't know.
No, man. We can't do any of that.
It's not allowed.
No, sir.
No fisting.
No fisting. We'll get T-shirts made.
I like that one. How you living, Jay Piven? Don't forget to check out his podcast. I think you're gonna fall in love, and we'll have some links posted there for you, and you can check it out. And for his cigarness, which before I let you go, I tried that and I failed because I was probably a crappy cigar. So,
you got to get a good one. I got the J Piv Robusto. You can go online and get that one, or any of your cigar stores. Ask them for it, and if they don't have it, tell them to stock it. It's from Illusione, which is one of my favorite brands out there. And we made a great one with easy draw, tastes good, and it's exactly. I designed the cigar, so if you want to know what I like to smoke, this is it.
There it is.
You can get it for under $20, and I'll be passing them out.
Hey!
I'll be literally passing them out this weekend.
Man, who doesn't want one of those?
Yes.
Seriously.
I mean, I'm just going to pop out of the bathroom and I was about to say a terrible joke, and then I just had this image of Joe Rogan. I thought, no, just take a beat. Take a beat. Listen, brother, thank you for your time.
Thanks, Jeremy Piven. All right, man. Appreciate it. Continue success. Look forward to chatting with you again another day.
Thank you, buddy.
Thanks, man.
See you.
Bye-bye. A big thank you to today's guest, and also to all those who helped keep John Michael's Rock Box alive. Business manager Leslie Schneider. Audio and video editors Andrew Kolash and Jim Bozo. Stylist Michelle Best. On the road videographer Martin Garcia. And mostly a big heartfelt thanks to you for joining us today, because without you, we wouldn't be. Be sure to like, subscribe, and share. And until the next time, God bless you. I'm your host, John Michael.